Hey, what's up, YouTube? My name is Brandon Mattingly. I want to talk to you guys about bad relationships and what it really does to the person that is involved, the one that is being affected by the bad relationship. So, I want to use a piece of paper as an example, okay? So, when we are born, we take on our own identity, okay? So, we are this beautiful, flawless individual, and that is who we are. That's who our family knows us as. That's who our friends know us as. That is the identity that we have. Now, let's say that in childhood there is a bad event happens. You lose someone important to you. They pass away. So what happens there is that there's a little scar there. Okay, we've got just a little bitty scar right there on our personality. And then let's say that, in high school, you had a high school sweetheart, you get out of high school, you had a bad breakup. So it really took its toll on you. So there's a little scar there now, okay? So you've got yet another little scar there on us. So our family can see these scars. Our friends know about these scars. It's something that is very, very easy to explain why these scars are here. So a person that gets into a bad relationship, it oftentimes starts off in a positive manner. It starts off, it's very fulfilling, it's very loving, it's very nurturing. You feel great, but you begin to notice there's a bit of a control factor there. It may start off, who are you talking to on the phone? What do they want? Yada, yada, yada. And it forces the individual to make a decision. Do I want to just get out of the relationship altogether? Or what oftentimes happens, a lot of people who are less, they have less self-confidence, they look at it and they go, well, no, they're just showing me that they love me that much, and that's the reason that they're so protective of me. What you don't realize there is that who you were has now been changed to who you are now. You are not the same person that you used to be. So, anyway, the controlling thing is going on and you're doing your thing. Your family and friends notice that you are not the same person, but you defend your partner. You say, no, everything's good. And you tell your family they're all crazy. Even though they can see that you're changed, you don't see it. This has become your normal every day. It's who you are. So then one day everything is going along great, but you have a bad day at work and he or she has a bad day at work. They start mouthing off. You stand up for yourself and they decide that they're not going to be talked to like that, so they push you. They push you and it crumples you just a little bit. Can you see there how much different we are? But wait a minute, they come back and they say, hey, listen, I'm sorry. I should have never done that. I'm very, very sorry. So you kind of sort of come out of your shell a little bit. And now this is where you're at. See, you're not at all who you were when you started off, but you're not completely dead in the water either. So a little bit of time goes on and maybe there's some drinking involved. You go out on the weekend and some guy walks up to you and talks to you. You're a female, so some guy comes up to you and talks to you. You're a female. The guy that you're with decides to run off and try to fight with the guy that you're with, or the guy that was trying to talk to you, but he also takes out a lot of that animosity on you. So you're arguing about it all the way home, all the way home, all the way home, all the way home. You get home, you begin to defend yourself, and you say it was just a very innocent conversation. He was just saying hello. The guy you're with doesn't like the way you just talked to him, and so he slaps you. Now this is where you're at again. And once again, he says, I am so sorry. I can't believe I did that. Baby, I was drinking. I didn't know what I was doing. I am so sorry. So you begin to unfold. You begin to somewhat come back out of your shell because you believe that this is normal, that he didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. He lost control of his temper. Well, over the course of years that you stay with this person and that abuse happens and all of the abuse happens and just life happens and you're walking on eggshells and it gets worse and it gets worse and it gets worse. What you don't realize is that it's doing a lot of damage, and it doesn't matter how many times I say I'm sorry, you can see all of those scars. You can see all of those scars. So something that you need to take into consideration is when you decide to get help, when you decide to ask for help, you will begin to come out of this lockdown status that you're in, okay? And then a little bit of time goes on, and eventually you'll get back to where you can start to trust people again, and life begins to come back somewhat to normal. But it doesn't matter how many times I apologize to this, you can see all of these scars that have been accumulated along the way. I want to challenge you all to think about something. If you are that person being abused, I want to challenge you to look at the big picture. What is this relationship, this abusive relationship, what is the toll that it's taking on me? What is the toll that it's taking on our children? Because children will not mimic what you tell them to do. They will mimic what they see. So when your son and daughter see daddy call mama a bitch, that becomes normal to the child. They're going to mimic what they see. When a son or daughter sees daddy throw mommy to the ground because daddy's having a bad day, they will mimic what it is that they see. And I really, really encourage you to think about that as you go through selecting your partners and your relationships and whatnot, because, like I said, it does not matter how many times I apologize to this piece of paper, all of those scars are still there. So I really hope that you take something from that. I really hope that you will evaluate where you are and begin to take the necessary steps towards leaving the bad situation and get on the road to recovery, get on the road to healing. But the change has to start with you. You've got to change the way you think if you're ever going to change the way that you live. So my name is Brandon Mattingly. I wish you all nothing but the very best. If you like the content that you just heard, if you'd like to hear more along the path of personal growth, positive thinking, please subscribe. Feel free to comment anywhere that you would like in the comments section, good or bad. I'm open to criticism just as much as I am, somebody saying that they enjoyed it. So, but anyway, like I said, I wish you nothing but the very, very best. Peace be with you all.